Finance feels like adult homework. It's very complicated and you have to learn it. Otherwise, you're gonna damage heavily by it. And it make me have this question. What happened to those people who don't care about finance? They don't learn anything about it. Or even more, what does finance actually do? Does it contribute to anything? Or it's just a group of snobbish people build this money-making machine and torture everybody else who doesn't learn it? In the end of the video, you will have a solid answer about that two questions. In the beginning, finance was invented to solve one singular question, is how can we solve uncertainty or high risk? One of the clear demonstration of finance is actually people's job. You get hired by a company, they pay you a fixed salary. They don't know what your everyday productivity will be, but they give you a stable income. Initially, this form was built by the farmers. Normally, a bad weather year will make a farmer go bankrupt and they cannot feed their child and everybody is starving and they lose their job. However, until one day a group of financial banker, come up to them and said, hey, listen, how about we pay you a stable premium every year? Regardless that year you have a very good production or very low production, we take it all. As you imagine, a lot of farmers say yes to it because they finally have stable income. I do not have to worry, what if this year my kid's gonna starve just because of bad weather? And you may ask, why those group of bankers willing to do such a deal? Because they not only doing this contract with one farmer, they're probably doing this contract all over the country from the west, east, north, south. The chances that all countries' farmer suffer very badly is pretty low. Plus, these themselves probably are the people who selling the crops or using whatever they produce by the farmer. For example, Starbucks. They have so many shops. They need a stable amount of coffee bean. Otherwise, they're going to be out of business. Or on the terrible weather year, they may get into very nasty bidding war with the other competitor. So they want to avoid all those troubles by making this contract. And when we think about finance, the worst day of the finance history is probably 1929. It's the Great Depression. Lots of people lose their job. Lots of kids starving. Very terrible time. However, pre-industrial revolution, that is very common. All it takes is 1 year of bad weather. Everybody suffer from the Great Depression level of disaster. But now you look around. That kind of disaster, it almost become a rare event. And I know some of you will have a question. Said, whoever said finance gonna eliminate risk and eliminate uncertainty, you need to go touch some grass, okay? All I feel from finance is uncertainty. The house loan, the credit cards, and I lose my job. I have a hard time to find a job. It's all because finance. It's all because inflation. It's all because those smart people invent some smart word that I don't freaking understand. And it screwed me over. How can you say that thing eliminate risk? I will use one example to show you how finance developed into a double-edged sword. It decreases uncertainty, but in the same time, it makes certain people fragile. That example is, in the beginning of 19th century, New York City was actually a relatively smaller village. It have about 100,000 population there. Until one thing happened, is building the Erie Canal. After that, within a couple decades, New York population actually grew over 1 million. And 62% of the whole transportation of US was going through the canal. Before the canal was built, if you want to transport anything cross country, it normally take $120 and 3 weeks of the time. After the canal was made, the cost decreased into $6, and you can only use about 6 days to cross the country to ship any product. However, now people looking back, people start thinking, to building that canal is almost the mission of impossible. The whole cost of the project is about $7 million. The whole income of a federal government is less than $220 million. When the proposal was delivered to the federal government, of course they get rejected because the risks are too high. Plus, you're only one of the city. What if other city ask me the same budget? Of course, we're not going to give you that much money. Even the richest party at the moment cannot even afford to build such a thing. So who can pay for it? The answer is financial bankers. At the moment, they publish a lot of canal bond, allowing a lot of different people to participate in it, include the resident of New York City and include some bigger business people. If they get very big profit, the people who buy in the bond also can receive part of the income that generate from the canal. And that is one of the clear example how the risk was eliminated, uncertainty was eliminated, because the risk was spread out over everybody in New York City or the people who are interested in investing in the canal. However, what if that canal was not successful? About 5 to 8% of the federal level income was disappearing in a sudden. What would happen? The answer is that will lead to a trickle-down effect of whole economy. When such a big amount of money disappears in a sudden, it's not only influence the people who participate in that bond into their financial tools. It's also, if I'm participating, I lost money, it make me have a less ability to consume, to buy other products that's sold in the company. So the company have less income, so they will fire some people. The people who get fired cannot pay for stuff, and it trickle down into other family, other company, other country even. And that is basically what happens every time we have a financial crisis. A group of people using big amount of money try to achieve something very high reward. However, they fail. And it trickle down to every single one of us in the society because we all participate in the same economy. And this even developed to a country level after globalizations. Finance actually dragged the whole human race on a very fast car. You develop very fast. Even then, for example, you back then living in New York, you was not buying canal bond. You was not investing in this financial project. But because more population moving to New York City, because the more product was going through New York City, you as an average resident, you also get benefit of the whole canal if it succeed. But vice versa, if it didn't succeed, you're also damaged from it. That is the same until even today. We're on the fast track of driving a very fast car forward. However, if you do not know any financial information, do not know any financial knowledge, what happens is you're driving this fast car blindfoldly. Lots of people, even down to picking a major, you do not know what's the cycle of a financial investment or tech cycle that they're interested in. You may pick in a sunset industry that when you graduate, immediately you're become unemployed. It's almost difficult for you to find any job. And I make a specific video, if you are interested, you can check it out, about that specific topic. When we look back, lots of anthropologists conclude that the rise of America is actually very big rely on finance. Either the Silicon Valley, the Wall Street, the Hollywood, or even the winning of the war and their armies. And the lots of anthropology even conclude that the invention of finance have a not less contribution than tech revolution that we seen before. However, tech revolution forced lots of people all of the labor job, and they forced people to have a college degree, and the people willing to pay the money for it. Even then, they probably don't really want to. However, finance are doing the same thing. They force people out of their original comfort zone. Otherwise, you get damaged by it. If you don't learn any financial information, just like you never been to a college, but lots of people is not realized by it because how complicated the finance nowadays. That's the reason why it brought me to make probably a series of video about finance so people can understand what is going on in a simple human languages. In the end, I want to address the question was asked. Please go touch some grasses. Do you see how many families get ruined by finance? How can you say this is a good tool that eliminates risk? The answer is lots of people actually adopt to tech revolution. They go to college, they find a better service job or a white collar job. However, they're not realize another beast is changing our society. Because one wrong financial decision, it ruins all the effort that they've been accumulated. And I hope that won't happen to you. That's all for today's video. My name is Paul. I really hope you learned something today. I will see you next time. Bye.